Now, so many people have been asking opposing questions as to when can one sell a stock? When do I actually say that, you know what, this stock, I've had enough and I'm selling this stock? Well, on today's video, guys, we'll be covering just that as to when can one sell a stock, or when can you sell the stocks you own. Of course, this video is not a financial advice video, it's just for entertainment purposes, and if you seek professional financial advice video, you already know what to do by now, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. Otherwise, if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to hit that likes button, and if you are new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release more other videos. Now, of course, one needs to sell, or one of the main reasons that probably one can, decide that I want to sell my stock, it's when probably you've hit your target of or you have reached your milestone on a certain stock. Yes, you can sell your stock when you have reached that. But how about we look at a worst case scenario where maybe you have invested into a stock and you want to sell it because it is, or its share price has just been dropping. When do you sell that stock, or where can you decide that, you know what, I've had enough with this stock, it's not making me any money, instead it's making me lose money? When can you sell such a stock? So in a case whereby maybe it's the US stocks that maybe give us the earnings results every quarter, maybe I will evaluate that based on 2 to 3 years and check how is this company performing in terms of these earnings results. Then if the earnings results are just dropping, and not maybe dropping because of bad things happening around that sector, then of course this will make me, of course, or obviously, to sell this stock, because it means that it's not doing well. Something is wrong with the company. So if the total revenues of the companies or of the stocks that you own are dropping, or you are seeing them decreasing every time they report their earnings or their financial results, then I think that can be the first reason that make me will result in you to sell that stock. And of course, here in South Africa, companies, sometimes they give us, yes, sometimes some of them they do publish maybe quarterly, but most of them it's 6 months and 12 months. So even there, I will check it for 2 years, and if their revenue, or the revenue they're reporting, has been decreasing or dropping, then obviously I would have to consider selling that stock, because it means that there's a problem with that company. Same goes with the EPS. If the EPS, or the earnings per share, which measures the profitability of a company, it has been dropping for some time, or for the 2 years that I'm using as an example here, then I will sell that stock, because it means that that company is no longer being profitable than it was a year or two back, which is something that I think, to me, it must raise a concern to you as a retail investor, to say that this company is not performing, which simply means that probably I have to let go of it. So point number one, if the EPS and the revenue generation of this company, or of the company that you have been seeing its share price dropping, if they have been decreasing, then it should be a concern, and not just decreasing maybe in one financial statement, or in one quarter or 2 quarters. Of course, like I said, you have to measure it for maybe for some time and see what is really happening. But if it is decreasing, then it's a concern, and I believe that for that reason you can decide to sell that stock, because that just means that its services that it's offering, maybe they are no longer in demand like they used to in the previous years, which is something that I think it can be a concern, or it ought to be a concern to investors, because preferably you would want to invest in a company whose services and products are going to be in demand in the future, because that's the only thing that will result in the share price of that company rising. Now, reason number 2, or the last reason which I think you can decide to sell a stock, and this I've also done quite a number of times, for of course a better company which can give you, let's say, more returns when comparing to the company you are holding. I mean, this thing is simple, right? I mean, I cannot own a company X, which maybe it is expected to give me 10% annually, and there is a company Y which is expected to give me 50% per year. So me, what I do, or the choices I make in that instant, you might find that I usually trim this stock to buy this one that can give me 50%, because I think one of the main reasons why we are investing in the stock market is to get as much returns as possible. So if that is also your motive, so and of course I know that some of you invest in the stock market for dividends, but those that invest in the stock market for good or massive returns, it makes sense, or it always makes sense that sometimes you trim those stocks that are not expected to do well for the ones that can give you 50 or even 100% in 1 year. I mean, this is something that I always do, and those of you that have been following me for some time, you will know that I also make video updates to say that I sold this stock to consider this one, or I sold this kind of stock to consider these stocks or these groups of stocks, because I sat down and analyzed and saw that the returns that this stock X, which I own, which is expected to give me 10%, cannot match the returns that I can get from this stock or Y on the other side, which can give me 50 or 100% in a space of a year, which is something that, or which is another reason I believe that it ought to sort of like make you consider selling your stock for other good stocks that are offering good opportunities. And of course, this is not something that the retail investors do. We have seen big financial institutions cutting down, saying that they've sold so and so stock and now they've bought so and so stock. Why do they do that? They do that because they see more opportunity on the other stocks. So this is one of the reasons that we are seeing other big financial institutions also considering selling their stocks and taking the money they had on those stocks and going and pile on the other stocks which are just said to do way better than the stock they owned. So this is another reason why I think you can sell your stock, or this is one of the reasons which makes sense for you to sell your stock. I think these to me are the two main reasons why I sell my stocks, or why I find myself trimming my stocks. It is because of these two reasons. These are the two main reasons that I follow. And of course, I know that there can be many other reasons out there which can make you sell your stock. I know there can be other reasons out there that can, of course, result or make you to trim some of the stocks you have. And of course, if you have some of those reasons, please don't forget to write them in the comment section, so that at least you can help even me and the other retail investors out there who might not know or who might be confused as to when can one sell their stock. So these are the two main reasons where that I follow, or I find myself or that lead me to sell some of my stocks to pursue better opportunities. So otherwise, with all that, guys, this video I just thought I should do just this short video to educate those, or to sort of like highlight to those that might be asking as to when can one sell the stock, when can one sell their shares. Yeah, so besides you maybe getting to your target, then these two, maybe if you are sort of like worried about a certain stock, then I believe that if you use these two methods or 2 points which I just gave you here as to why you should sell your stock, I think it will make your stock market investing journey better. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think this video was helpful, like I said in the beginning of this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.